Like it or not, Lincoln has a reputation for appealing to a decidedly older clientele, the Jeopardy and Jazzercise crowd. Now, as you can see, this week I am evaluating their new from the ground up MKX crossover, and I thought it might be a good idea to sort of get into the mindset of the typical Lincoln buyer, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, so maybe I went just a little bit overboard, because today the prototypical Lincoln owner is actually about 58 years old, which is actually down significantly because just 4.5 years ago, that figure was 65. Hell, at that point, they had one foot in the grave, the other in hospice. Once again, the MKX is based on Ford's entirely capable Edge utility vehicle. Now, given these underpinnings, it may have the style and technology to attract younger drivers. Accordingly, it targets rivals like the sophisticated Acura MDX and, of course, Lexus's ever-popular RX family. But setting the Lincoln apart from its blue oval brother is a more muscular optional engine and a swankier interior, among many other changes. And I've got to say, this cabin is particularly well appointed. You've got cut and sewn materials on both the dashboard and door panels. The seats here are covered in super premium leather, and even the switchgear all has a really nice high quality feel to it. And these are things that you sort of expect. Nay, they are required in the luxury segment. However, if you do want to step things up, Lincoln will happily sell you an MKX with one of their black label interiors, and these are special themed cabins that have unique color combinations and other high-end touches that make a really nice statement. Regrettably, things aren't quite as hospitable in the back as headroom comes up short. Literally, I've got to slouch, otherwise my noggin grazes the roof. Either that or I just put the backrest down a little bit, but who wants to sit like this all the time? Somewhat making up for this are available Revel audio systems, which are arguably the best in the business. Now, the setup in this test car is crystal clear even when you crank the volume, and this isn't even the range-topping 19-speaker unit. Overall, the MKX's interior is luxurious and quite elegant, though I do have a couple minor complaints. The gauges are just too small and they look plainer than a Mennonite's wardrobe. Also, this car's black-on-black cabin is depressingly dark. Some contrasting color would be greatly appreciated. Other than a camera, behind that Lincoln logo, drivers have two different engines to choose from. Now, the base unit is a naturally aspirated 3.7-liter V6, but what you really want is the EcoBoost option. Now, it gives up a liter of displacement, but in the process it gains direct fuel injection and twin turbochargers. This little dynamo puts out 335 horsepower, but even more impressive than that is the torque, which clocks in at 380 pound-feet. A button-controlled 6-speed automatic is the only gearbox available, though you can opt for either front or all-wheel drive, and mercifully our EcoBoosted test model here is equipped with 4-corner traction, because sending that much twist to just the front wheels is a recipe for torque steer and ultimately sadness. Fuel economy for this model is advertised at 17 miles per gallon city, 24 highway, and 19 in mixed driving. Speaking of motoring, the MKX is actually quite soft while underway, something that is sure to draw the ire of enthusiasts, but I think smooth and quiet is actually the right strategy for this company. You see, Cadillac, Acura, and even Lexus are all chasing BMW, trying to build hard-edged vehicles, and the market doesn't need another luxury brand doing this, so kudos to Lincoln for not chasing the crowd. The MKX is softly sprung, which results in a fair bit of body roll, and when you nail the accelerator, its nose pitches upward like the barrel of a battleship's main gun aiming at a target on the horizon. There is quite a lot of movement here. But this softness is great, especially when driving on roads that have been bombed to bits, like just about every section of pavement here in the state of Michigan. You know, the MKX can absorb terrific blows from potholes and never perturb its passengers. In fact, I just ran over a parking curb. Did you feel that? Of course not. Likewise, this Lincoln steering is light to the touch, but not sloppy. It's appropriate and matches the ride quality quite nicely. But if there's one thing about the new MKX that might actually appeal to enthusiasts, it's the engine. This 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 is an absolute gem. It's incredibly powerful and refined, pulling like a freight train. It provides tons of torque from idle to redline, making the MKX one seriously quick crossover. You know, I find myself mashing the accelerator practically every chance I get just to enjoy that silky smooth torrent of torque, and surprisingly, all of these heavy-footed antics have not done much damage. According to the computer readout, I'm averaging nearly 22 miles per gallon, which is pretty dang good for a luxury crossover vehicle weighing nearly 4,500 pounds. I have really enjoyed my week with the 2016 Lincoln MKX here. It is quiet, powerful, and exceptionally smooth, and I do think that it will appeal to a lot of luxury crossover buyers, some of whom are not even on Social Security yet. But for folks that are on a fixed income, an entry-level model can be had for about 40 grand, loaded up with every option, and you can push the sticker to the mid-60s. Now, this model splits the difference with an out-the-door price of $57,710, which includes niceties like that EcoBoost engine, the driver assistance package, and that awesome Revel audio system. This new MKX may not be best in class, but I do not think it's at the bottom of the heap either. You know, if nothing else, it proves that Lincoln is pointed in the right direction, and I think we're going to see a lot more interesting products from this brand in the future. Now, the only question I have is, what should I do with all of this junk? Well, I guess I should probably take it back to the Salvation Army. Need has no season. You know, it's surprising how bright the streetlights can be sometimes, so often at night I'll flip the visor to... Oh, come on! Who puts freaking maps in the sun visor? You got a nav system, I got a phone, who needs this crap? Oh. Well, this is a Cracker Barrel map. 590 locations. Let's go some biscuits right now. Let's do it.